What's going on, guys? I hope everybody is doing well. I am currently finishing up my final day of my weekend garage sales, selling off all of my old stock as well as items that I think are not worth listing on eBay due to fees and shipping, and the price of the item is really just too low to make any money on it. So I tend to store all of that stuff and then try to have a garage sale and sell everything for about $1 or $2 to accumulate some of that money back. And I did pretty well. I sold about $700 worth of all of that stuff, and I still have a ton left. So I'm gonna be heading over to Goodwill so I can donate the rest of it and get a tax write-off. On today's agenda, I'm going to be meeting up with somebody who is having a garage sale of his own, and he said that he came across his old DSi. There's a charger for it as well as maybe 10 or 12 games, and he said he doesn't know if any of it works, so he was looking to get $20 for it. And that's a really great price to buy a DSi with a bunch of games at. We can make a decent profit on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up. But first, I'm gonna load all of this stuff up into my car so we can head over to Goodwill. All right, so we have over half of what we have left of the sale loaded up in the car, ready to go to Goodwill. Here is the remainder of the stuff. And as for this stuff that we basically thinned out of the entire bulk of what we had, this stuff still has some value, and I'll just be posting it up on Facebook Marketplace for extremely cheap, and it should sell rather quickly. We have some consoles that are broken right here that I did not feel like fixing, selling them as parts. We have some video games that we can throw back on eBay. These will for sure sell. If they didn't sell at our sale, they will sell on eBay. Just lower the price a little bit, get those guys to sell. We have some sealed board games. Those take a little bit to sell, but they're easy to store. Like I said, I made over $700 over the weekend, and not only are people helping you out by taking stuff out of your garage, if you're selling stuff for a couple bucks that people need, you're helping them out too. We're gonna head over to Goodwill so we can drop off all the stuff that we don't need, and then we're gonna go head over to that guy's house so we can go to his garage sale and pick up that DS that he was selling. So I think the reason he's selling everything for so cheap is because he doesn't know if any of it works. He said that he has a copy of Pokemon Soul Silver that he's going to give to us, and that is a very expensive game, but it doesn't work. He said that when he was a kid, it just stopped working, and he doesn't know if that's the case for the rest of the games or even the DS. So he wants to sell it at a discounted rate, which is perfectly fine. I am willing to take the gamble and buy all of it. And if it ends up not working, we can sell it for parts, but hopefully we can try to get everything up and running and see if we can get that Pokemon game to work as well. That's all it is, pretty self-explanatory. Just load all of your old stuff in the bin, they wheel it in, they give you a receipt, this is for your tax purposes, and you're gonna write off the approximate value of all of those items that you gave them. It's a done deal, so let's go ahead and head over to that garage sale and pick up that DS now. Hi.
Hello. Hey, Christopher?
Yeah, you Mark?
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Is everything?
Sure. Yeah, the games that I showed, the charger, and the DSI.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Need anything else? You can look around.
Yeah, I'll take a quick look. How long you guys been open?
Been 7, like 9 when we finally got everything out.
Okay. All right, man. You take it easy. All right, so let's take a look at all of the games that we got in that lot we just bought, and let's see if any of them are gonna work for us. So we got 22 games total. There is a charger. We have a black DSI system. There is no stylus on that guy. There is an SD card, so I may wanna check out what's on there. But here are the majority of the better games, I would say, in the lot. I'm not too familiar. I haven't looked any of these up. But we got Pokemon Soul Silver for sure, although it does not work. We got Pokemon Trazi. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's another Pokemon game. We have Bleach Dark Souls right here. I think this is like a $30 game if that one works. Electroplankton. This is a Japanese import game. I've never seen this. I don't know how much it is, but Electroplankton. There is some Spider-Man games. Spider-Man 3. There is a Hulk game. We have a Yu-Gi-Oh game. Justice League Heroes. I don't know what that says, so we're going to test out that game. And then that one says Transformers. Ninja Reflex. Yeah, so basically the best games are going to be probably the Spider-Man games. That Bleach game, Electroplankton, not sure, we got to look that up. And then the 2 Pokemon games, and hopefully we can try to get that to work. First off, I want to see if Pokemon Soul Silver is legit, so we're going to do the light test. And as you can see, it is that red acrylic. That means it is an authentic copy, so it is real. I took a look at the back, and these copper traces, they look all scraped up and corroded. So maybe we can just clean this and get this guy to work. But he looks like he was scraping it. He was scraping the dirt off because I can see actual metal behind those copper traces. So let's go ahead and clean this guy up and see if it works. But first, we're going to test the system and see if this is going to even work for us. It's going to hit power on. It's charged. I don't know why he didn't test it if it is already charged. The system started right up. Looks like it's working. Let's go ahead and put a game in. Here's that Pokemon Soul Silver. Let's just throw that in and make sure that this does not actually work. Yeah, so it's not recognizing it at all. So we could try to clean it, but for the meantime, let's throw a game in that's actually cleaned up and the traces look good, just to see if this cartridge slot even works. Went ahead and threw in the Incredible Hulk. Looks like it showed it right away, and the game is starting up perfectly fine. I'm gonna go ahead and test every single one of these games, and let's see if all of these work before we try to diagnose what's wrong with this guy. For anybody who is wondering what that label said on that game, it's Meet the Robinsons. So here's that Electroplankton game, that Japanese import, and the system seems to be playing it perfectly fine. So that game works. Let's go ahead and test our other Pokemon game. So the Pokemon game, it works. I tested all of our games and all of the super valuable ones do work, but there is an issue with this system. I have to push the game down extremely hard to get it to read the game, even if the traces are super clean on the back of the cartridge. So I might have to take this guy apart anyway, just to clean it up and make sure everything is working perfectly fine. So there is potentially an issue with this system, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to clean up this Pokemon Soul Silver, because if we can get this guy to work, it is a whopping $120, and these sell all of the time. All right, so after a good cleaning, it looks like our system is recognizing Pokemon Soul Silver, which it was not doing before. And from the looks of it, it looks like we have a working Pokemon Soul Silver now. It just needed some cleaning, and it works. That is amazing. That is going to bump up the value of this lot tremendously. And that means our risk really did pay off because all of these games do work. And it seems like he's got 146 hours of playtime. We got to check out this account. He's got a Lugia level 58, Groudon, Kingler level 53, and we have a Typhlosion level 100. Let's go check his box. All right, so in his box, he has these in categories. We got legendaries. I don't know if this is gonna bump up the value of the game, but I'm assuming it would. He's got some eggs right here. Bad eggs. Well, it looks like the majority of the good Pokemon he has is in that legendary box, so yeah, that's all he has on here. But 146 hours of playtime, that is crazy. So there you have it, guys. The seller did not test anything, which is odd because the DS had a charge in it. He could have just put each game individually in the system and then just tested them all. He could have sold it for a higher price, obviously, but the only reason he sold it for so low is because he didn't think anything worked. And if you don't test the stuff, you can't tell if it works. And he knew for a fact that Soul Silver didn't work, and we saw that, but it just needed a good cleaning. And it worked. It started right up. I'm estimating this lot at about $300 of retail value, and we paid $20 for it. If we were to sell everything on eBay and our fees and shipping and costs like that, we're probably still going to be making well over $225 of profit just because everything ended up working. And we bought it thinking that it might not because that's what the seller said. And I guess the seller, all he had to do was just test everything. That's gonna do it for today's video. I really appreciate you guys watching it. If anybody is interested in any of the DS stuff or specific DS games, just send me an email and maybe we can work out a deal. It is all for sale. Again, I really appreciate you guys watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one.